Hello and welcome to Study IQ English. We are talking about Goa, a unique achievement. Yes, Goa has emerged as the first Indian state to now deliver a complete response rate to cyber fraud calls, marking a major achievement in citizen centric planning. And the state's cloud based 1930 cyber fraud cell accessibility has now transformed the state into one where all the complaints of the citizens are taken care of. Yes, the Goa police is now answering calls, each and every call back. They are registering the names of all those people who are victims of cyber fraud, and therefore it is a unique achievement when it comes to accessibility, responsiveness, service quality for complainants, and for those people who have been victims of online financial crimes. Very recently, we also saw how across India, cases of catfishing, cases of people undergoing online digital arrest, as well as majority of senior citizens are experiencing raids, they are experiencing online scams where the money in their accounts are being swept away in a matter of seconds. Impersonified calls that just look like authorities from the tax department, police department, but in reality, all of them are fake. So, as India is now trying to work a much better mitigation mechanism by creating consumer awareness, Goa creates that kind of an exemplary role model for us. So let's examine what has happened, a topic that's important for GS paper 3 as we are looking at cyber security, internal security. Yes, it's also important for polity and governance because we are talking about providing people better e-governance in India. So now, if you look at the financial losses, then across India, financial losses from cyber frauds had reached 7,000 crore rupees during the first half of 2025. Okay, that's a great amount of money. With an annualized projection, that means although the total loss was estimated to be about 7,000 rupees crore, if you look at the annual estimation, about rupees 1.2 lakh crore by 2025 end. And this is costing us about 0.7% of GDP. As we were discussing recently, how much GDP should actually be spent on health in India? How much is currently being spent? We also discussed how much is the government now spending on military as we were comparing through the case study taken from Japan, as the new Prime Minister is now focusing on revamping Japan's military capacity, Quad capacity, Indo-Pacific security. We also discussed what is India spending then. And now just imagine, here we are trying to just improve spending in key consumer sectors like health, education, sanitation, e-governance, and here on the one hand, you have about 0.7% GDP that's getting lost only because of cyber frauds. With this crisis in mind, let's understand cyber fraud losses in Goa alone, in one small state of India, are about 100 crore rupees if you look at the current financial year. And therefore, it was an understanding that some strict action has to be taken in Goa, being a key touristic center for India, attracting thousands and lakhs of international tourists, local tourists every year. Something had to be done. And now, yes, it's right here, the solution that was adopted by the Goa police. So now, artificial intelligence enabled, AI powered scams are becoming so common nowadays that it's difficult for any average individual to make out between reality and synthetic or artificially generated advertisement, campaign, or a protocol. It's very difficult. So if you just look into what are the common kind of frauds that are happening in the cyber domain, the easiest and the most difficult to make out is AI powered. Whether it's deep fake, whether it is about synthetic voice or video manipulated data. Recently, if you remember, in India also the government has made it clear now that all social media platforms will have to declare openly that what percentage or what portion of their content, whether video, whether audio, whether mixed, whether just a photo, how much of that is generated synthetically, how much of that is AI. That has to be disclosed. It's a mandatory thing now. Why? Because people are being vulnerable to deep fakes. A reality that is synthetic, it's not true. That's the biggest way people are manipulated. Now, similarly, you have the boss scam, a very common kind of cyber fraud where the fraudsters and the cheaters, they impersonate themselves as either a senior executive, a banking professional. Sometimes they talk as if they are calling you from the police department from a very relevant local bank, or they say that we are from some important media house. Through social media, they reach out to you, they call you, they shoot you a message, and what happens? They just trick the employees. They manipulate the employees to transfer funds. And apart from that, also sharing secret information. OTP based click crimes, again, very, very common, very clickbaitable because they are hard to differentiate. And investment scams also, where people are investing money and usually they are coming from international rackets. International rackets called scam compounds, which make people deposit money years later only to realize that all the stocks and all the shares that they were buying were probably rooted into a company that is totally fraud. A very common kind of crime originating from Cambodia, Myanmar, Laos. At the same time, you have phishing and malware, where people are able to take control of your system. They are able to just through some kind of a malware, some kind of a virus, they are able to just take control of the system of a user. And then, of course, you have impersonation. It's very common nowadays where people say that we will provide loan or we will provide you recruitment. Only later, people realize that they have been caught up into some crime. Similarly, you have digital arrest also. That's becoming really common. And in that sense, the Goa government has taken a wonderful initiative, setting a milestone. What has it done? So it has now made sure that through the cyber fraud call center, recently about 5,000 calls were received by the Goa police and each one of them was responded to. 581 complaints were officially registered ever since the data center, the call center has been launched. Officials are also claiming that if there was an attempt to reach out to the police, there was a missed call, then also the police reached out to the people so that each and every complaint, each and every victim is getting adequate attention. The police is saying this is an unprecedented achievement given the large scale threat of cyber security that India presently is facing. And now if you look at the general nature of the helpline, it is a number that's 91930. That's the helpline here, a dedicated helpline that provides immediate help. And all the victims can therefore either call on the number or report on the National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal here. And therefore, Goa Police has become the first in the country to achieve a 100% response rate on the cyber fraud calls. Okay, and therefore, which means that the National Helpline Number initiative has been very successfully taken care of in the state of Goa. Although in Goa it was launched recently, but there are trained professionals who are available round the clock to hear to citizens' complaint. Yes, automatically the number, the name and the call timing is also registered so that nothing goes miss. And people have the accurate detail about who is calling, who is reaching out. Besides, in a very private company-like model, the government of Goa is also using upgraded voice clarity and voice recording mechanism so that it's easy to communicate for the victims to the police. There is no as such human involvement at the initial level. And quality assurance, that's very important. Calls are being recorded plus reviewed, just like what you do in private sector companies to achieve consumer satisfaction efficiency. And it is also being made sure that citizens are given reassurance. It's not just about the standard governance model where the government, being in charge of security of the people, sometimes dismisses or sometimes doesn't have a courteous attitude towards citizens. That's also being taken care of to encourage more people to come and complain. Sometimes cyber fraud can also be a social stigma. And that's exactly what the police is trying to create awareness about. And this 1930 cloud-based center supports real-time, quick supervision of any attempt of calling, reaching out, making a conference call, making it one of its own kind in India. Okay, and we have improved recovery, faster reporting system. It also means there is a delay. All the delays that used to be happening when it comes to informing authorities. Suppose a crime happens today, by the time people reach out to the authorities, many days or weeks could have lapsed. That is also now something that the police is taking care of. If you have a quicker information, probably the loss that people experience is also limited. There can be a better mitigation of the crime. Police officers are saying alert systems have been created. As soon as the police is alerted, police is not only able to reach out to the victims, it is able to retrieve or get back the money that's being lost from the citizens, adopting advanced technology to promote public safety. Okay, so all that is in news right now. Let's remember Goa, let's remember 1930, let's remember how this could be a very successful model for other states whenever it comes to cyber fraud mitigation for the public. And these things are making news regularly. As we adopt more digitization, whether it be for urban governance, whether it be for any other basic public service mechanism, yes, we are getting more susceptible to online frauds. And if other states also borrow the same model as Goa has today, with 100% attention and fully trained staff that's highly alert, probably many more innocent citizens will be able to escape from this racket of financial frauds or the kind of psychological, physical damage that is involved in these kind of situations. Now, looking at the practice question quickly, with reference to cyber security fraud response initiative, in India, consider the following statements. 1. Goa has become the first Indian state to achieve a complete response rate to cyber fraud calls through its 1930 cloud-based call center. 2. The 1930 call center automatically records the caller details round the clock, that's 24/7. With trained people, trained professionals, it also allows real-time supervision and conference calling. And 3, since it was launched in Goa, Center has received over 5,000 calls and ensured that no call is missed, improving a citizen-based accessibility and response model. Which of these statements are valid? You can let me know in the comment box. But the idea is not just to solve question answers. If you have a perspective about this, if you have an experience, or you've seen somebody who's been a victim of any such kind of cyber fraud, it's a very interesting and a relevant topic for UPSC. So we can have a non-political discussion on that. Please keep us posted with your comments, and we can only grow as a community, sharing, taking knowledge and ideas from each other. And before I take your leave, here's a quick reminder. Now, there is a new November batch that we are announcing. Yes, of course, it's a crash course because it is specially meant for those students who are writing UPSC prelims exam in 2026. November is coming to an end. With hardly few months remaining now, it's time we should gear up and leave nothing unattended. We should make sure 100% effort from our side, whether it's GS1, whether it is CSAT, whether it's current affairs, whether it's history, geography, polity, economics, science, technology. All of that should be well prepared. And this could be a great opportunity at a price of 5,999. That's the gold program. Platinum 7,999, slightly more number of classes, more details, and both of them target to prepare you for the prelims by making sure everything is done on time. Classroom interaction, notes, news, mentor, everything. A very affordable price. Admissions are closing on 20th November. And how can you enroll for the course? Here, Codes Live, SP Live. Use the code, enroll for the sale. Make your success our responsibility, a shared responsibility between you and us at Study IQ. And for those who are writing exam in 2027, yes, you can use code SPLIVE again. The price, very attractive because it's 29.99 for more than 1 year. I say more than 15 months in fact. And what are you getting? All GS subjects plus one optional heavily discounted. Of course, you are getting prelims preparation alongside, whether you like English, Hindi or the bilingual mode of study. But once again, the batch starts on 18th November. So batch starts practically now just in another day. Enroll today, take the advantage. Similarly, 2028, a new batch beginning, November batch beginning 18 November. If you're worried about the time, you're a working aspirant or you need to attend college, nothing to worry because we have early morning, late evening, weekend batches, everything exclusively customized for you. If you have another concern, let us know. Reach out to us, fill up a form that's here in the description box, and someone from the team will reach out to you. You can have a detailed discussion on that also. Once again, this guarantees you 2028 prelims and mains together. So thank you so much for being with us.